going on, guys? Part 2 of door panels and seals on the 51 Chevy. I could not for the life of me find a decent video showing how to remove the door handle and the window handle. So most newer cars, the handle's got a tab on it about that long that attaches to the mechanism, and it's got a little pin in it. Well, the old ones are the same way from what I can tell. The only issue is it's a lot harder to get to it. So in this itty bitty little groove here that you can see in between here and the actual handle is where that pin goes. And the video I was watching, the guy was talking about the pin, but whenever I had the door panel on there, this spring goes like that. Or, my bad, it's the other way around. So it goes on there like that. And whenever I had the door panel on, this spring was the only thing I could see, and I didn't know it was a full spring. I thought this was the clip, and I was prying on it, and I couldn't get it to come off, and I was like, what in the hell's going on? Well, that's because that itty bitty little pin, like I said, is tucked away in that little groove. So yeah, now I get to try to take the window off. Got the old door panel off. I'm going to use this paneling for a new door panel, and this is that black diamond fabric leather stuff I'm going to be putting on there. Alright, let's see how this goes. So I just figured out a little trick with trying to get those pins out. I was using a very tiny flathead screwdriver. And on the window handle, didn't have enough gap to get the head of the screwdriver down in there to pry it out. So if you ever do run into that issue, I used a very small Allen wrench. So that way it could squeeze in between there and got it started, and then I used the screwdriver for the rest of the way. Yeah, the things you learn. Okay, so I got the door... Come on, focus. There we go. I got the door panel, the new one, cut out, and now it's getting ready to be time to glue. So this little contraption here is what they sell for you to strip wallpaper. It kind of puts holes in the wallpaper so that way you can, I guess, peel it off easier. I don't know. We only used it once, but I'm going to use it on this because this is really smooth. So I'm going to go through, roughen it up a little bit so that way the fabric has something a little bit more to stick to. Well, as you can see, it's dark, but I still have to fix up the old handle and probably reupholster that. But there's the door panel. And I spruced up the metal. I didn't wait for it long enough to dry, so I don't have to go back and touch that up. But yeah, there it is. Okay, so just a little bit of a side quest from the 51 Chevy doing the door panels, and today I actually got the handle reupholstered. I got new seat covers in, and I got the carpet vacuumed, and I got the dash and everything wiped down. Still have the other 3 door panels to do. So, but for a side note, I bought a new welder because I was borrowing a friend of mine's, and this is still flux core, but it does not have the capability of going to MIG So this welder only cost me $200, and it comes with a 2-year replacement plan for like $37 or something. And the guy basically told me, like, even if there's nothing wrong with it, I can bring it back in and get a brand new one before my 2-year replacement plan. So this is the titanium. It's the smallest of the titaniums. It's flex core. Comes with a little carrying strap. And this is what the inside looks like. It's very compact, very light. It's only about 15 pounds. Plugs into 110. The only downfall with this thing that I've seen so far is this hose is kind of flexible, which I'm kind of worried about. But the setting diagram down here I think is just a little off. Either I'm just a fast welder or I haven't got everything dialed in just right, but it is the titanium flux 125 watt. I'll bring you around here so you can see the settings. You have A through J and a wire speed of 1 through 10. And on the stuff that I was welding on, it was 19 gauge, and up here I'm running .030 wire, which says for 18 gauge a setting of B.5, so between B and C for the power, and then 3 wire speed. And like I've stated, I'm not the best welder. There's Randy. He's our wrestling dummy. I don't know if I'm just not the best welder or if the settings are just off and the wire speed isn't fast enough. But I did a little chunk of angle iron onto 19 gauge steel, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a test run through with another chunk of angle iron and 19 gauge steel. So, but other than that, I really like this welder. It's the first welder I've ever bought. Like I said, for $200 you can't beat that. It's portable, plugs into 110, so you can practically use it anywhere and everywhere. The clamp, there's not a whole lot of room in there to really clamp on like anything big, so I'm probably going to replace that. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I like neon green, but I'm trying to do black and red for most of my tools and stuff. But hey, you know, neon green I'm a fan of. I have stickers that are neon green, so if anybody wants a sticker out there, Native Raven logo, let me know. So yeah, I'm going to give you a little test run of how this thing works. And like I said, flux core welds, they usually aren't very pretty, but after you grind them down a bit, they do turn out pretty nice. So like I said, that may just because I'm not a very good welder, but yeah, I'll let you take a look. Okay, so after watching a video or two, I think I need to just tone it down just a little, go a little slower so I can get some quality welds. So I set it to the settings that according to the panel says it should be at, and I've got the clamp put on the angle iron and the 19 gauge steel so I can get a couple of tack welds in, and then I'll clamp it out here. You can see I was practicing with the other welder that I was borrowing from my friend, he basically had it set up for MIG when it should have been flux core,
and he was still getting used to it himself. This is the stuff I just practiced on a little bit ago, and it's nasty. So try again and see if I can figure this out, because I am going to be using this welder quite a bit, and I'd rather get some quality welds out of it. I may have the wire speed a little too fast. Or too low. Okay, so this is where I sped up the wire. This is where I slowed down the wire, I think. Or maybe I sped it up a little bit more. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. Like I said, all this looks dirty, but once you take a wire wheel to it or a grinder, it actually turns out to look pretty decent. My thing is I got my buddy's welder figured out to a point where I can keep it from spitting and sputtering so much. So now I have to figure this one out. I mean, if anybody knows, let me know down in the comments what I can do to eliminate that a little bit. And another thing, my brother bought this Yes welder. And it's really nice. It's got these 3 settings over here. It has welding, cutting, and grinding, and you have different sensitivity levels, shade levels, delay levels. And I've been known to not really wear any protection while grinding or cutting, and this thing actually helps when you're underneath a car trying to cut like an exhaust or anything, and it's a lot slimmer than your normal welding masks, welding helmets, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so that's really nice. But yeah, this is the titanium 125. Yeah, titanium flux 125. And I'm running a .030 spool on it. And it's portable. I mean, this thing, that's it next to my hand. So, this thing is literally, maybe 12 inches across, and, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches deep, and it comes with a carrying handle, and it is about 15 pounds. And the one thing I like from this compared to my buddy's welder that I borrowed, this thing actually has a 6-foot cord. His only had like a 3 or 4-foot cord. Yeah, that's a little break from the 1951 Chevy to tell you about this brand. And like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, but $200 at Harbor Freight, you can't really beat that. Plus, with as portable as it is, I can literally take it to any job that I want to be doing, so that'll definitely come in handy. Alright, well, from there, I'll probably splice in another video of me working on the interior, and I'll get back with you guys.